Jonas.
What's up, guys? So the first, I want to make, this is going to be 5 minutes about confessions of failures, okay? But the first thing that I want to do is kind of celebrate every single one of you guys for being here, because there are a series of failures that we have all made that have allowed us to be where we are right now. And the same way you guys just did the round of applause, I want you to look inside of you and look at every single moment that came before this moment that you had a hard time. You failed at something. You tried something and it didn't work. And you became someone better because of the other side of that. So I want you to look into yourself and be like, what were the things that I failed at that allowed me to be the person that I am now? And think of one of those things. And I want you to, right now, give yourself a round of applause for that one thing. So think through, what is that one thing? And then feel it. Okay, cool. Now give yourself a round of applause. I'm fucking grateful that I went through that failure. I feel fucking amazing that I went through that failure, right? I am so grateful for the fact that I allowed myself to become uncomfortable. I allowed myself to go through a situation that was so difficult, but I said, I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna give up. I don't care how difficult it turns out to be. I am willing to work for the person that I'm going to become on the other side of that failure because of the fact that I care about myself so much. Right? So I want you guys to just give yourself another huge round of applause for that feeling of like, you've done it, right? Like, you know how much you've come through as an entrepreneur. You've gone through, and this is something I said before, is like, you have done more than 90% of people to become who you are right now. So I kind of want to get you guys to feel that. That's an important process. I'll share a couple of failure stories. And these are recent failures, and in fact, we're right in the middle of them. Right? And I want to be as transparent with you guys as possible because it helps you celebrate, fuck yeah, I failed. Because I fucking tried. You know what I mean? It's not because if you don't fail, it means you didn't try. So last month we did with Daniel, we did a Guatapé trip. And it was amazing, right? It was an incredible trip. And the only reason that I did it was I was going through the process of creating these events. And someone said, hey, Jonas, if you put on a trip like this and you charge $500, I'll be your first person. And then I sent him a link, he paid, and I was like, how the hell do I put this thing together, right? And for the entire month, it was failure after failure of trying to make this thing work. And at the end of the day, it was successful because we got everyone together, but I just broke even. I didn't make any money. In fact, I lost a little bit of money on that thing. But because I was okay with going through the process of failing, I was able to learn I could put a bunch of people on a boat together. I can get people to pay me a bunch of money to do this thing. I can set up an incredible experience. I can partner with incredible people because of the fact that I was okay with doing something that I had no idea how the hell to do, that I almost guaranteed my failure on the other side of it. So I want you guys to feel that thing of like, it's okay whenever I give myself this challenge, because if I do, I'm gonna become better. And the reason that the challenge presented itself to you in that moment is because you are ready to accept it, right? There's something in the universe, every time you get a challenge at your feet, right? Think about a challenge right now that you are hesitant to accept. That you're like, I don't know if I can do this. I am unsure if I have the capacity. The only reason it has shown up inside of your life is because you're the person that can make it real. It's like a child wanting to be born by you. It's a life form or it's an existence that wants to come to fruition, and it's asking you, can you help me come into existence right now? Whatever, if it's a new business, if it's a new venture, if it's creating a new partnership, it's whatever that challenge is you don't know the answer to. It's literally the universe saying, you're the pathway for me to exist. And you're the only way for me to be able to come into this world. So I'm giving you the challenge because I know you can handle it. You don't know this yet, but I guarantee that you can handle it. It's the only reason the universe is coming to your door, coming to your feet saying, I want this thing to become real. So think through, what are those things that are coming at you right now that are terrifying? And grab that shit. Grab that by the horns, because that is the next step in your life. That's the thing that you need to be able to accomplish. It's welcoming you into a better version of who you are. So think through what that thing is, and then if you guys want to talk about it, come talk to me. We'll figure it out. And we'll figure out what is the horn, what is the bull that you need to grab? How do you need to turn it over so that it's on its side so that you can become the person that's on the other side of that success? All right? So let's embrace failure. Let's have fun. And this was great. I love, give it all. Let's give it all for the rest of the day, okay?
Give it all.
Yes.
Love it. The animations. Love it. Great message, right? I think a lot of it is the permission to give ourselves permission to step into the courage of going on that journey. There's a really great study. Some of you might be familiar with it. A study around, taking this even further. Jonas, you spoke about failing forward and seeing the great outcome. Sometimes the failures, it looks so challenging, so, like the worst times in our lives. They're like, what was the good out of it? And especially when we're going through those moments, right? When you're sitting, we've all been there, the life-crushing moments. And you go, what the fuck good can come out of this? But there's a really interesting study that if we look back on, it was like 97 and 98% of people, when they look back on all those worst moments, the worst life-defining moments that would never wish to experience and never wish to happen again or ever, we ask, would you change it? And most people go, yeah, I wouldn't want it. But then when we ask, would you change it? And you have to give up all the things that happen as a result, 98% of people say, I would keep it. And I always remind myself of that study, thinking, in this moment, it might suck so bad right now, but there's going to be a time in the future that I'm going to look back on this and say thank you. Like, I appreciate this, I needed it, because like what Jonas said, we get stronger as a result. So I love it. Thank you so much. Let's give it up for Jonas one more time. All right.